Hello everyone, this is Boricua Binks and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. In the last episode, we finally finished the investigation portion as Phoenix. I think that's the last time we'll investigate for this case, so we confirmed a lot of things, such as the fact that Iris and Dahlia are twins, and that poor little Pearl was being used by her evil mother in a plot to get rid of Maya, and she was supposed to channel Dahlia Hawthorne, but someone else did. So, that's interesting. All right, let's continue on. We should be going to the trial now. Okay. February 10th, 9:39 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself?
Morning, Pearls. Yep, no Maya, unfortunately. So that means he's all alone. But that's okay. I mean, Phoenix is a big boy. He can take care of himself, right?
Mr. Nick, please tell me what's going to happen to Mystic Maya.
I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
You mean your sister? Literally Sister Iris. Wow, that's so weird, you know? No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kinda strange. Who's this? I have a feeling it's Edgeworth, but I'm not sure. If you're looking for Iris, she's in the prosecutor's lobby. I was right. Edgeworth? What's Iris doing over there? She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's testimony? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. What the heck? How did that happen? Wait, what? The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard. Franziska von Karma, what are you up to? I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today. Wait, what? No! Man, I want to go up against her again. What? Then who is? Who else would it be but Godot? Yeah, who else would it be? But yeah, as soon as Phoenix came back, of course Godot's like, I want at him, you know, let me at him. Godot. Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's...
Exactly. Aw, Franziska's trying to save Maya. That's actually really nice. Franziska's so sweet. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. With the head non's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly and we receive some good news soon. Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. You don't have to tell me that. I know. I can already see it in your eyes. I hope Phoenix is feeling a little better, because he was still recovering from that nasty cold. I mean, he's a trooper. After everything he's been through, he was still investigating and everything. Much respect to you, Phoenix. Much respect. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. Calling him a maniac, really. It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your code on to someone else, literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner. Oh! I'm sorry. I love it. And the little smug smirk on his face is so cute too, but he's not looking us in the eye because he's still shy about it. Thanks. That's adorable. Edgeworth, why are you such a bae? I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Donham, no, I mean Miss Misty Fay. The impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. And what that woman is really after. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. I think Phoenix passed his cold on to me because my throat is killing me. And my nose feels weird, so thanks a lot, Phoenix. February 10th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 7. Oh, it's our favorite judge. Yay! No more of that Canadian hoser. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. You know what I noticed that's really interesting? They never give Iris a last name. They always say Iris of Hazakura Temple. They don't say Iris blank, or they don't even say Sister Iris. So that's interesting. I mean, technically, wouldn't she be Hawthorne too? Your Honor? What are you...
Who, me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted.
Oh no. It's so interesting. Why is it that your brother's Canadian and you're not, apparently? What the heck? Unless you're the only one who doesn't have an accent, but you're still Canadian. Huh. And then, so, you know, I just joked that Phoenix passed it on to me, but it looks like he also passed it on to the Canadian judge, even though he never encountered him or met him.
Therefore, I'll be standing in for him.
I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot.
My poor brother, he looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here.
Ah, well.
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment.
Why you always gotta be pulling out some poetry out of your ass? Godot. I still don't like you, but I will admit I like your music and I think you're hot.
Well said, Mr. Godot. I understood exactly what you said, at least up until the end, anyway. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings.
Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides.
There's only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world.
The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
AKA, coffee's the solution to everything.
So then you mean, forget it. What do you mean?
During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. But today, she has had a change of heart. Uh-oh.
Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make.
Confession? The defendant? Iris, why didn't she discuss this with me first?
Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession.
Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's all right. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Dodom?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place.
Oh dear, she's still gonna go to jail for that.
After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard, where I desecrated it.
What?
Oof.
Order in the court, order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
What? 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Darn it.
Huh! Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something.
I don't think that's true, but whatever, Godot.
It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite?
That Godot. So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Iris's testimony crumpled up and shoved into a pocket. Aw, Phoenix feels really butthurt right now.
Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Uh-oh. Iris was covering for someone. Ugh. Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle. Or a life jacket.
I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Karain tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Karain channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey.
Oh no. Huh? Maya's not even here and she's being thrown under the bus. Maya, only you could be kidnapped, missing, almost killed, and then accused of murder. Ah, Maya.
Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite.
She's naming Maya!
Order! Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer.
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
I'm so angry. That's ridiculous. Maya would never... Okay, that was too fast.
The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. Yeah, we're defending Iris, but we're gonna have to defend Maya too now. What the frick? The real murderer.
I went to the inner temple that night and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
Okay, so she's doing the self-defense thing. But then how did Maya end up trapped back inside the sacred cavern? This doesn't make any sense.
So it was in self-defense.
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night, and that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
What is going on here? This is a hot mess. Okay, so she saw it all happen and let's just press. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that on the night of the murder you didn't go to the inner temple.
Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go?
It was in the inner temple's training hall.
A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you have to say, witness?
I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she?
Oh, no. Are you just being jealous? What's going on, girl?
I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder.
There, we all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden?
Well, Your Honor.
Okay, you saw her strike Maya with her staff. Was still stumbling. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Let's press this one. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And Elise Donham tried to stab her with this weapon. To kill Miss Fay.
Yes, exactly.
him, but we know the secret about Elise's staff, so this doesn't make any sense.
Huh. You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire.
This is one of those words. I don't blame people for struggling, because the way it's spelled doesn't make any sense, and people still to this day do not have an agreement on how to pronounce it. I've heard Worcestershire, Worcestershire, you know? It's a ridiculous thing. Worcestershire sauce.
Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy?
Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony? Yes, sirree.
Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
You do? But this witness is your own client.
Yes, well, nevertheless.
That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment, it's my job to say that.
Listen, Gramps, I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me.
What the? You are not a judge, okay? Frickin' punk.
Mm.
I don't like you, Godot. Okay, now, let's continue.
What is wrong with the prosecutors we have? The only one who was ever, like, not insane is Edgeworth.
She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe.
But, we have this. So let's present it.
Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Donham throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you could do with a staff is hit someone.
Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword.
Ah!
If Elise Donham really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Well,
Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important.
yes it is, bruh. Have you guys found a frickin' dagger? I don't think so.
The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony.
Nothing strange, huh?
But there is something strange about this whole testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright!
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Donham would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey. Okay. What evidence? Would it be this? Worn by Elise? Oh, maybe that's the second thing to prove that she was her? Let me see, what does this say? Ah, real name Misty Fey. Here we go. Maya's mother. Elise Donan would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donan. Her real name was Misty Fey.
Faye!
Ah! No! Not
Sorry.
Not Mystic Misty Fey!
Who is this Misty Faye? Is she related to...
Misty Fey is the master of the Karain channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Very.
Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Donan actually the great Mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. Looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her own daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
Ugh!
Nice.
Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, 1. That the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and 2. That the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter. Despite the facts being believable when taken on their own, when taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible.
Shut up, Godot.
Except for one little thing.
Yes, what is this one little impossible thing?
Ah! You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under-roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
Could you get to your point?
I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
What the How many coffees do you drink in a day, dude? That's not healthy. See?
You're going to ruin your health, my friend.
Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Oh, there was a dagger, huh?
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else?
Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be a blood stain.
Okay. Interesting. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene.
Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
Huh? The pine tree?
This dagger was stuck in the back side of the pine tree.
Oh.
When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree.
How does that doesn't make any sense based on trajectory and angles? That's crazy.
Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
Huh. Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning.
You said 8th cup. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
Contradiction! Objection! I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
Why is the dagger your sweetheart?
Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately.
Okay.
Now then, unfortunately, this will be the end of the episode. I'm so sorry, folks.
All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this, and until next time, have a nice day. Bye.